fancy network that's not capable of you know, analyzing fast enough and realizing stuff in time. Like for instance, you see at that intersection we needed to make a left turn, and it was obviously clear that there were no cars coming on the opposite direction, no pedestrians, and the car wanted to stop. I am sort of Hey, it's me again. I hope you're doing great. Today I mean this afternoon I'm driving towards the Plateau Mont-Royal. It's the church where I sometimes go to and my mom goes to every Sunday. I go there when I have free time on Wednesdays to help out. They always need help. Besides that, I am on version 11, full self-driving beta version 11.4.9, software version 2023.44.30.8. Yes, finally I got it right from the first shot. So many dots, eh? So let's see how it reacts. It's my first time with this version going on this route. By the way, if you're looking into buying a new Tesla, whether it's a Model Y, well, here we go again. This is Beta should have used the bus stop lane to get out of the way for its right turn. This is something I've been like teaching it. It's the hesitation is because I have been disengaging since I have Beta. I feel it's me because it hasn't been like improving dramatically, like as if a lot of people are teaching the software. Okay, I'm giving it some throttle here because it's awkward sketch basically, because I mean, you know, you stop, the pedestrian is far away on the left, you have plenty of time to go and there's no room for hesitation basically, especially when you have people behind you. Those are the moments where I'm eager to get version 12 because it's going to react more normally. So back to the subject. If you're planning to buy a Tesla, or you're thinking of maybe it's not the right time, it might be the right time for you now. Even like on top of it, also I heard that Elon Musk gave a $1,000 rebate for February, because apparently people don't like to buy cars in winter, so to sort of incentivize people to buy their cars, not their cars, to buy Teslas. There's that. I'm not sure if it's eligible for Canada. You'll have to double check that. Maybe I'll check it as well, and I'll confirm it by writing on the video. Okay, let's wait for the bus. Good job. Good job. Okay, I mean, awkward movement towards the right, but all in all, good job. Nothing dangerous. There's that. There is, if they haven't changed it yet, you're still able to. Sorry, I'm pausing because that's wrong. Beta moved dangerously too far to the right. It was too much towards the right, like it's not safe. And here we go again. It was stopping with the bus, so I gave it a bit of throttle. Okay, so far okay, good job at creeping, because there could be pedestrians crossing behind the bus, and too late because we already committed. So for those people, it was better to just go. They had time to cross the first side, and that's it. So you still have you could transfer your full self-driving ownership to your new vehicle that you purchase. Okay, see, now this is the moment where it should move away from obstacle. Now, because that vehicle is an obstacle and has the turn signal towards the left. Beta failed to go around a vehicle that was waiting to make a left turn. I'm really eager to get that behavior into the software. If you haven't seen the short video yet, I'll put a card up there on the right, so that you can go check that short video where Beta, I believe it was saying on the screen, moving away from obstacle or something. I'll I'll include it on a card up there on the right. A bit harsh on the braking. That pedestrian is letting us go, but because he knows that he has plenty of time to cross the first side before he gets to our side. Another courteous pedestrian. So okay, so now if you buy a new Tesla, you could transfer, basically if you have an older Tesla that you have full self-driving on it, you could transfer it to your new Tesla. You don't have to sell your older Tesla, you could keep it. And if you have a legacy Model S, you can transfer. I'm not sure if they did it also for the X's, for the Model X when it first came out, but you can also transfer unlimited supercharging to your newer vehicle. This part, I'm not sure if you have to trade in your legacy Model S or X. I guess the local store will be happy to let you know if they know. Most of the time, you know, some of those salesperson, they're not even informed about those information, but they can go and inquire higher up for you. So those are two things, and don't forget to use a referral link if you don't own a Tesla and you're planning to buy a Tesla. It is like an utmost thing that you could do, because not only would you get 3 months of free full self-driving beta trial, but also the person who you use the referral link from will get some referral loyalty points that they can use to either buy stuff from the Tesla shop or even get free supercharging. So that's that. Now let's get into the video, and I'll fast forward or cut through stuff that are boring. That turn signal also confusing again. It's because if I show you here, that intersection is on a curve, so Beta is tempted to use the turn signal even though we're not actually turning left on the boulevard, we're just going sort of straight. It's just the street that curves. So let's see if it puts the turn signal again. I'm making a report on those stuff off camera or on camera, you know. I'll be like, report confusing use of turn signal, because it is confusing for other road users. And here it's okay. It scared me a bit. I was ready to take over, but I also, you know, did not put unnecessary tension. But yeah, I was basically ready to take over because it was a bit awkward going that way instead of yeah. I think it's fighting itself because I basically disengaged a few times, telling them that the curve is not like ideal the way that they're making the turn. So it might be fighting itself, you know. It wants to do the older way of going around. Did I not? I don't know why it's fogging up. I mean, not fogging up. Yeah, this there's no negotiation. I'm disengaging for speed bumps. Beta did not slow down for the speed bump. From what I saw from Hallmark's catalog, the version 12 seems to be okay, this is too slow. Seems to be recognizing speed bumps to a certain extent. Obviously, it cannot necessarily. I don't think it sees every speed bump, but that's an improvement. And I never understood why they stopped the study of you know, basically allowing AI to recognize speed bumps. It's I remember that before they made it wide release, the full self-driving beta for every customer that buys it, there was a version where early access beta users, their software was sort of visualizing speed bumps, and it was not necessarily always recognizing them, but it was visualizing them and sometimes slowing down. However, I still also don't think that the speed at which it slows down on their video, on their footage, is slow enough for comfortable, let's say, almost G-less experience going up and down those speed bumps. But again, I mean, right now it doesn't even support them at all. So that's I'm crossing my fingers. I have two things right now on my, let's say, bucket list of things that I want Tesla, the full self-driving software, to know. going around vehicles that are waiting to make a left turn if it's safe to do so, and recognizing speed bumps. Now, the stop sign, it's not Tesla's fault, it's not the software's fault, but I'm curious to see how it will interact with the stop signs here in Montreal once version 12 is wide released. It's because of that woman on the right that thought that she could probably potentially want to cross, but it's those things that us humans, we sort of perceive right away and understand that it's impossible that she's going to cross from there. She has her child on the grass. See, now if somebody wants to go on the right, they won't be able to. That's why I'm taking over and tucking myself in here. And it seems Beta is invading the right lane. Like, there's nothing wrong even borderline being on the yellow line, which we're not at all. This is not very representative of where we are. We have much more room. We have about maybe 10 centimeters over there, 5 to 10 centimeters, which doesn't show here, and it shows like we're almost on the line. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep control here just because I see the path planner trying to go wide and I don't want it to do that. It's not only should I go the other way? I might take a small detour just because we're not gonna make the left turn, and this car, I don't know why it was in the left lane. Alright, come on. Back on Beta. Yeah, because we were supposed to turn left on the carry from the initial navigation, but it doesn't hurt to go this way because on top of it, I don't know what this car is doing, like it didn't even stop. So yeah, I was forcing Beta to go through just because I did not feel like angering the person behind us or frustrating the person behind us. I always put myself in the shoes of people around me that I can affect or not. This pedestrian is not crossing. Alright. Again, here I'm forcing it again because I believe it was waiting for that pedestrian or trying to see what they were going to do, and we don't have a stop sign. That Mustang Mach-E is wrong. It should have let us go, but Beta was a bit hesitant about it, but followers or not. Okay, it was harsh braking back there, but for no reason, so I forced it to keep going to the stop. Now I'm not touching anything, and I'm gonna force it because we have a four-way stop and no pedestrian crossing, so there's no point in creeping. So those are like, I'm not counting interventions anymore or disengagements, because most of my disengagements are refinement disengagements, and interventions are basically stuff that I don't know if Beta's if it's limited in terms of software to basically be able to take those decisions swiftly or promptly. I don't know why this car is taking so long to take their turn, to make their left turn. Maybe they're afraid to block the way. Oh no, it's going to be really tough for it to make their left turn. Okay, now they committed and we have room. I am, basically just tapping every once in a while just to, tantalize the car to keep going, because it does have that, let's just say, preventative behavior where it's like, it's not too sure, so it would rather wait, but I know that there's room, so I'm sort of forcing it through, but without like having my foot constantly on the throttle completely. It would be like small taps, and if I feel it like it's slowing down, I would put back my foot. It's like I'm touching I'm testing the water in a way. Like you're putting your foot, seeing how cold it is in a matter of speaking. Okay, good job in judging that there wasn't too much room in the rightmost lane. I think it was more of a confirming. Maybe maybe if it felt like it wasn't 100% in its lane, so I don't know. Okay, I decided to let them go, which is okay. It's safe, because I don't know if yeah, because it could tell that he wasn't really staying in his lane. What is that Mercedes doing? What is that Mercedes doing? Some people they're oblivious about what's around them. Like, you have pedestrians, what do? You go and rush them? See, this is me anticipating what that Subaru is gonna do, so I preemptively told the car to change lanes, in hopes that this will be a behavior that it will learn. Like, now the reason I'm telling it to go back out, because you don't want to be like those cars in the rightmost lane driving slow because you're afraid that somebody might open a door on you, and that car changed lanes on purpose. There's a reason that Grand Caravan changed lanes. And you see that car over there, I don't know if you could see it, maybe in the visualizations, it was moving away and stopping. And those moments are cringe moments, because it's like you have room to make your lane change, but you still don't do it because you're afraid to be too close to them. You just do that lane change, because it's going to be even more awkward when you're going to have to try and squeeze between a car that doesn't know what you're about to do. And okay, see, now we ended up not it seems like it would have been just better for us to stay in the leftmost lane in this situation, but and that was mostly related to a vehicle that wanted to make a right turn, and they wanted to respect the straight arrow green light. Yeah, so that's the gamble that we have to sometimes take. Okay, now Beta was not doing something wrong. I just, I thought that it was going to change the lane without taking a turn signal, and I was happy about it, and then I just took over, because it's better off to stay here, because after this intersection you're gonna have a lot of parked cars on the right. Yeah, I don't know what it is with humidity today, but it's not that cold. It was -10 in the morning, and now the car says -1, and I don't have the air recirculation. Is it blowing air up? Oh, that could be it, because it's not blowing air up. But it's not that big of a deal. It's a minor condensation on the windshield, the base of the windshield. It seemed like that vehicle was gonna try to pass us from the right, but no, they actually wanted to make a right turn. See, it's that right lane is like literally blocked at the beginning, so that's why at Côte des Neiges and Côte Sainte-Catherine it's just easier to be in the left lane. I don't know if in the future, version 12 is going to also be analyzing the behavior of other vehicles, because earlier that van that's in front of us had its right turn signal and was changing lanes. I presume and extrapolate from that, and it's 99% correct, that there is a vehicle that has their left turn lane in front of them and they're just going around them. So taking that behavior into consideration would allow Beta to consider the possibility of maybe changing lanes early on to prepare for that that scenario where it's gonna anyways need to go around them, and if there's already traffic in the rightmost lane, you might want to go into that traffic when there's a gap, basically, instead of being there and stuck behind that vehicle and waiting for someone to let you go, but they're all zooming through like maniacs because they don't want to slow down. It might be 30 here because of the school zone, but nobody drives 30 in here. They all drive 55, 60. As long as, a good rule of thumb here in Quebec, if you have vehicles in front of you and vehicles behind you and you're just matching their speed, it's tough for the cop to choose who they're gonna stop. So they're usually either gonna stop the first car or the last car in a group of cars that are speeding. Unless they are planning for it and they have a what did you call it, a squad of police officers waiting there to to take care of that with the radar and all that. But because, you know, if you think about it, driving 30 kilometers per hour when everybody's trying to get home and they're all in a rush is gonna be more hindering and borderline more dangerous, because you're gonna have the drivers that are gonna try to go around you and drive like crazy because they're trying to go around you and it's tough to go around, and they might do a sketchy move, for the lack of a better word in my mind. See here, I told it also to go towards the right lane because I know at this intersection 90% of drivers want to turn left, and the other 10% that don't stay there and get stuck behind them like idiots. And you have okay, my calculations were wrong. You have 80%, no, more like 60% that want to turn left. Then you have 40% that, not 40, 30% that want to go straight and stay stuck there. And then you have the 10 annoying percent that comes from the right lane and wants to make a left turn. And then you cannot go around them before there's a chance for them to turn left. And this is not only inconsiderate, but infuriating, you know, because you're blocking every possible way for people to go around. Okay, now I don't know why Beta is slowing that much, because I see more than enough room to go around that Volvo. Okay, now it reduced the speed limit to 44, which is more like what I think is the speed limit here. But again, you just want to go with the flow of traffic. Okay. Beta oddly tried to turn the wheel drastically towards vehicles on the left. Okay, you see this, I was expecting something like this to potentially happen, because the car was like trying to give enough room for parked vehicles when there were vehicles on the left, and I told it to go around them. So the wheel like jerked towards the left, and I did not feel comfortable letting it try and see what is going to happen. And this is sort of for me, the thin line where it's like, I will never let the software go through that line, because not only is it weird and potentially dangerous, but I don't want to risk having an accident. Said that driving at that speed next to stopped vehicles could be dangerous, because you never know if somebody changes their mind or they find themselves stuck in that traffic and they don't actually want to make a right turn, and instinctively at some point when they realize what they're doing, decide to change lanes towards our lane without looking. And this is a accident waiting to happen. An accident, not a accident. Feeling somebody's gonna want to turn left here, but okay, good. They had their, what the fuck are they doing? Oh, they wanted to turn left, and it's a one-way lane. Wow. And they were trying to be as nice as possible without blocking the way. Beta failed to take the gap available to make the necessary lane change to avoid stopping. There was more than enough room, that's why I took over, because like there isn't time for you to hesitate when there are stopped vehicles in front of us, and I know that you need to go around them, or maybe you will eventually know. As I'm talking like, let's say I'm talking to the software. here, but because eventually we're gonna need to make the left turn, and I presume at this light they're gonna have left turn priority at the beginning, which I presumed correctly, so theoretically should not be a big deal for us unless not all the cars that want to turn left here have time to make their left turn. But we still have time to react, I believe. Okay, I hope that's the last one. And that is it. It was the last one. Or not. Yeah, it was. Good. Because we need to make a left turn at the next intersection, and the Beta is not yet very proactive in changing lanes yet. I presume the reasoning for that is because I don't know if it's the occupancy network that's not capable of analyzing fast enough and realizing stuff in time. Like for instance, you see at that intersection we needed to make a left turn, and it was obviously clear that there were no cars coming on the opposite direction, no pedestrians, and the car wanted to stop. I am sort of confused in the different behaviors it's having, because it would be flashing, which means flashing greens means we have priority, and sometimes it would hesitate, and now it's a solid green and there was no reason to stop, and it almost stopped. I think this is one of those moments where there is hesitation for something. I know there is some sort of element in the thinking, in the logic of the software, definitely for safety reasons, but it's probably one of those moments where it actually does not have enough processing power, or it's not efficient enough in the way it's visualizing the world around it and making decisions. See, now I took off the turn signal and it still wants to go into the left lane, and I know that there's somebody with their left turn blinker. Beta is insisting to go into a lane where we have a vehicle with a left turn signal. You see, they're not even gonna go at the yellow. Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it turned out with with the flow of traffic, Beta was not really wrong in its decision, because we ended up anyway stopping. There are those times, where it's like, whatever decision you make, the opposite decision could have been just fine. So I have almost arrived at my destination, and here there shouldn't be anything. It should be all boring unless there's construction. Yeah, we're literally staying in this lane, and then okay. Now I'm curious to know if that's because of the yellow flashing lights, or if it wants to keep the intersection clear, which I think it was the yellow flashing lights. And I don't know why it was highlighting the vehicles on our left side. So yeah, if you're still here, thank you so much for joining, and thank you for staying, and I hope you appreciate the content that I bring to you. So if you enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. That will help the algorithm to get my video to other people that might enjoy it. And if you wish to be notified as soon as I upload new content, click on that subscription menu again and select all. That way you will get notified of any content that I upload as soon as I upload it and it's published. Besides that, I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and see you on my next video.